Hello friends, welcome to English in my way. How are you? Today we are going to discuss the most important and the first question that will be asked during your interview. That is, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself, it will certainly be the first question, and you have all the time in the world to prepare better answer for this, as this will help the interviewer make an impression towards you. This will be the first question they'll ask, so they make an impression towards you and you can wow the interviewer by your answer to this question. So don't make it too big, and remember not to talk about your personal life here. Don't tell the favorite color or your dog's name or your cat's name and all that. Just talk about your professional career only. Don't talk about your personal life unless they ask something. Okay, so at the max you can make this 3 minutes. At the max 3 minutes itself is a big long time, long duration. Try to make it short and sweet and try to impress the interviewer. The reason I'm asking you to make it short is because the interviewer has your resume. They have your resume in front of them and they know everything about you. But again, what is the reason they are asking this? They are asking this because they want to have a sense of your communication, how you are able to communicate, how you are able to deliver with a crisp answer. So now I want to share a personal experience here. Before when I started attending interviews and all that, I never used to prepare and I never used to do my due diligence here, and I just went to the interview just like that. When someone asked me, tell me about yourself, I used to tell a big story. I kept on telling story at least for 30 minutes. And there was a point, one interview I went, so the interviewer he asked the same question, I was answering. I believe after 5 minutes he cut me off. He just said, okay, let's move on to the next question. Then I thought at that time I didn't realize that it was my fault. I thought the interviewer was rushing because he did not have the time. Okay, so I just left it. Then again after some time I went for another interview, and there the same question was asked. As I mentioned, every interviewer will ask this question, right? So again I had the same question and I started going on and on and on. And at that time the interviewer was yawning like this. I was like, oh my god, when someone yawns when you're talking, right, that's not a good sign, which means you're boring them. Then that's the time I realized, oh my god, this is not the best way to answer this question. And then I started doing my due diligence and started doing research, and now I formulated this pattern, the template that I will be sharing as we progress through this video, that I will that I use these days. And I don't actually follow the exact wordings I'm going to be sharing. This is for people who have who are struggling to form a template for themselves. Okay, I'm going to give this template and you can memorize according to the company that you will attend and the company that you're working. And this video is focused only for people who have a prior experience, right? Those who are already working and will go to interview. This is not for people who are new to the interview process, who are newbies, who are just finished college and just getting a job market. I will try and make another video for those folks who are freshers. Now let's get started. Okay, I'm going to the template. I'm going to divide the template into 5 sequence, and then we can combine all together at the end and then form a template. Okay, so the first important point you have to the first thing to start with, when they ask tell me about yourself, is talk about your current role, wherever you're working. Okay, talk about that company. So for example, I have been working with ABC and Company for the past 3 years as a project manager. Okay, see here you're mentioning the company and your role and how long have you been working there. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, that is talk about your accomplishments in the role. What have you achieved? Can go something like during my time there I have delivered various key projects and have won the trust of my leaders and my peers by delivering projects on time and within budget. One of the key accomplishments that I want to highlight here is that I helped cut down the work efforts of 3 resources by introducing a new process with the help of Microsoft Excel to manage the finances for the project management office. So you can tweak as per your role and what accomplishments you made. So, and again, this is not my personal story, I just made it all up. Don't think that this is my personal story. Okay. Again, the next one, let's move on to the next one, that is you have to talk about mention your previous roles and the organizations you work. Here this applies only for people who have switched job between 3 companies, 4 companies, or who have worked two or more companies. Okay, so this applies only for those people. If you don't have any prior work experience, that is you're working in a company and you haven't worked in any other organization before, you can skip this one. That is, you can start with prior to joining ABC and Company, I have worked in several organizations such as Accenture and Deloitte as developer and project manager respectively, and I have always succeeded in my role whatsoever. So you have to mention that you worked in this company in these roles, and you have always succeeded in the role. Okay. And next you have, the next one is you have to talk about your degree and your professional certifications if you have any. You can say in addition to my professional qualifications, I have a BTech from University of Toronto. You can mention any university name. Okay, university name. And I have various professional certifications such as project management professional, ITIL. You can whatever certifications you have, you can add it in here. And now this is where you can wow the interviewer. Okay, this is the area you have to do a little more research and try to impress the interviewer. That is, you have to talk about the organization that you are interviewing for, the company that you want to join. So you have to show more enthusiasm and creativity here. Okay, so you can say, now here I am sitting in front of you in my quest to develop my career and contribute to XYZ and Company, and I have always been a fan of the companies. The motto, every company will have a mission statement, right? Like a motto. You have to add the tagline or mission statement, or this will let the interviewer know that you have done due diligence and you are so curious and you are enthusiastic. So this is one way of showing your enthusiasm. Okay, so for example, if some of you who are wondering what a tagline is, right, for Deloitte, they have the motto, right? Deloitte's motto is always one step ahead. Okay, and for common people to understand, for Nike brand, right, you can say they say just do it, right? For Nike, the motto is just do it. The tagline is just do it. You can add similar things. You can add things like that. This will give an impression to the interviewer that you have done research, and this will set you out. Okay, amongst all other candidates that have attended. Now let's get into the final form, the final template, which you can memorize. And I would say you write and keep, write it at least 5 times before the interview, so that you are completely thorough with what you're going to say, and practice it at least 50 times. Because as I said in the beginning of the video, this is the place where you can wow the interviewer. They don't know anything. You can tell whatever you want. You can get creative, right? So again, just practice this. I can't stress that enough. This question is very, very important, friends. Okay, now I'm going to start with, this is again not my story, I've just made up this template. Since I say, if you're living in another country from your native land, just mention where you're from, because I just have a feeling that you're letting the interviewer know that you are you have already gone an extra mile by traveling from one country to another. Suppose I travel from India to Canada, right? So I can let I'm indirectly letting the interviewer know that I have already succeeded in traveling from India to Canada. So it's just my way of saying it. Okay, it's up to you to add it or not add it. Okay, so I'll start with, I am from suburbs of India, and now I've been working with ABC and Company for the past 3 years as a project manager. During my time there, I have delivered various key projects and have won the trust of my leaders and my peers by delivering projects on time and within budget. One of the key accomplishments I want to highlight here is that I helped cut down the work efforts of 3 resources by introducing a new process with the help of Microsoft Excel to manage the finances for the project management office. Prior to joining ABC and Company, I have worked in several organizations as a developer, project manager, and I have always succeeded in my role whatsoever. In addition to my professional qualifications, I have a BTech from University of Toronto and various professional certifications such as PMP, CSM and ITIL. Now, here I am, sitting right in front of you in my quest to develop my career and contribute to Deloitte. I have always been inspired by the company's motto, always one step ahead. So I made I made it up that this company is Deloitte, so I mentioned Deloitte. So you can tweak it as per the company that you want to go, and also the motto you can change it as per the company that you are going to attend the interview. So again, friends, this is the way in which you can involve the interviewer, and again, practice it, do it to or speak try to practice yourself at least 5 times. I can't stress that enough. Practice makes everything perfect. Okay, so you might think, okay, I know I can tell there. Okay, don't say that. Even the best of best speakers, they practice before they go for the interview. You cannot attempt answer this impromptu. Okay, so better practice it. And another thing, I have already made one video on the tips that you must follow before attending an interview. That will, I'm sure that will help you, and I encourage you to watch it. I put the link in the description. That video will give you all the tips that you must follow, and I'm sure if you follow those 10 tips, you will for sure clear the interview and you will feel so confident before entering the interview. I hope you benefited out of this video. If you really liked it, please like this video, share it amongst your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And remember to click the notification icon to receive immediate notification if I post a video. Now let's call Patsy to say a goodbye to all of you. Hello Patsy, come here. Come on. Come on. Hi. Hello, thank you for watching. Friends, remember, our channel is all about inspiring people to be confident. Good luck to your interview. I'm sure you're going to rock it. Thanks for watching.